400 applications on LinkedIn, more than 400, 500 applications on Naukri. So 90 days notice period was a headache basically. On 24th night, I updated my Naukri profile, and very next day, 25th morning, I got an interview call. When I deep dive into machine learning, I found data engineering is a backbone of at all the data domain. So after some times, you launched your bootcamp. Without a second thought, I clicked on buy now button. For MNC, anyone can expect basically 2 technical rounds, 1 managerial round and 1 HR round basically. I have mentioned all the projects related to data engineering itself.
You know what? The most motivating thing happened so far in my data engineering bootcamp NooB 1.0 batch. That is Abhishek's story, because he's someone who actually came from a tier 3 college background, didn't get a college placement. After that, he tried few things here and there and managed to get into the TCS for the full stack development role. He finally figured out that data engineering is actually his passion, and you will be amazed to know that he has cracked more than 5-6 companies so far and bagged the job offer of 19 plus LPA CTC. So a really good transition from SDE to the data engineering with this much of package. And this journey was not very straightforward because of lots of blockers, because service based company, 90 days notice period. So that's why you should watch this podcast till the very end, because he will be sharing each and everything he experienced in this transition, and will be sharing his experience to help you that how you can prepare, what things to follow, the type of questions companies are going to ask, how to build the portfolio, resume, effective job hunting, and all those important tips. So watch it till the very end. And one super important thing, and that is we have also launched our data engineering bootcamp NooB 2.0 batch. That too with some really good new add-ons like MongoDB, Databricks, Snowflake, GCP, and some really cool industry projects as well. So admissions are open. I already created a launch video, and live classes will be starting from 7th of October. So if you also want to do these type of successful transition and want to get into data engineering, then early bird offer is still valid. You can use it. The enrollment link, curriculum detail, and the early bird offer has been mentioned in the description. So do check that out, and I will see you in the live classes. Waiting for all of you very, very eagerly. So thank you so much, Abhishek, for joining me in this podcast. First of all, really excited to have you, because I know what type of value you are going to add and how much you are going to inspire these people who are watching this video. First of all, can you give a short introduction to our audience, anything about your educational background and professional background?
Yeah, sure, Sasank. So first of all, thank you, Sasank, for having me here. Going from watching your YouTube videos and podcast to being on your podcast is a different feeling. So thank you very much. And talking about myself, my name is Abhishek Kumar. So I have completed my bachelor's in 2020 in information technology from Asansol Engineering College, a tier 3 college basically. And I'm having 2.8 years of experience, and currently I'm working in TCS as system engineer. And basically, yes, I have cracked 4 offers right now, and many are in pipeline.
Just one point to add for your information, everyone. So recently we completed our data engineering NooB 1.0 batch as well, and Abhishek was part of it. So he is going to share a lot of good things about data engineering. So stay tuned there. You mentioned that you belong to a tier 3 college. So just share something about your college life, like at least the 3rd, 4th year, what happened after that. What were your dreams, and how did you get your first job? How much salary you were getting in your first job? So share something about that.
So Sasank, as I said, I was from tier 3 college. So, and we didn't have as much of a DSA and competitive environment, competitive coding environment. So till 2nd year, I was zero in coding, basically zero in programming. So basically, when I had a discussion with my seniors, they would often say, "Oh, enjoy your honeymoon period. You are in 1st year, 2nd year. Enjoy your college life. You are in IT. You will get offer from TCS, Infosys, Wipro." And I took them seriously. So basically, till my 2nd year, I was completely zero. So after the end of 2nd year, I started exploring basically the coding and all. So I was not ever much aware of the interview process of big, basically, I would say MNCs and product-based companies. So I started learning Python after 2nd years, and basically from there till final year, I was basically in final year. My feeling was like, I should not appear in companies like 3-4 LPA. I felt like I deserved more. I should appear in companies offering at least 8-9 LPA offers. So in my campus, basically max I can say I have appeared for 3 or 4 companies max basically. So after that, as we all know, pandemic began. So basically, I don't have any offer till my final year, basically end of the final year. So after that, I got one internship for 3 months, basically. So after I took TCS All India exam and I selected in TCS, and in March 2021, I have joined TCS. And within couple of months, I got digital offer.
And how much they offered in this profile? Because I know the salary or CTC is little bit different for this profile than the normal one in TCS. And also, what type of designation and work you actually got in TCS? Typical SDE work or something on the data sites itself from the very beginning?
No, Sasank, it was not like that. Initially, I got an offer as an assistant system engineer trainee. So initially package was 3.36. So I got an opportunity, and within basically couple of months, I got an offer from digital. Then my revised compensation was 7.1 LPA within couple of months. So, and I got a profile of full stack developer, basically. I got a development project, and then my profile was full stack developer.
So officially we can say that this is a classical transition example. Many of you ask, right, how we can transition from one profile to another. So when and how did you realize that, okay, there is something which is known as data engineering or big data, and what was the motivation behind it to choose data engineering as your career?
Yeah, so Sasank, so initially money was the major thing. So after some time, I started learning Python during my college time. So I was like, what else I can learn apart from Python? What else I can do with Python? So I started exploring those things. So I discovered machine learning and data science initially. So initially, my mindset was I will go with machine learning engineer. So I deep dived in machine learning domain, data science domain, data scientist. That was a fancy terms going on that time. So when I deep dive into machine learning, I found data engineering is a backbone of all the data domain, basically. So I deep dived into data engineering domain and found basically data engineering more interesting. So I started exploring data engineering, what distributed system, what all tech stack we are using in data engineering and cloud and all. So from there I started exploring and all.
So once everything was sorted and you decided now I am looking forward towards the data engineering because I started liking it. So what type of step-by-step roadmap did you follow for yourself? What type of skills did you try to acquire to get into data engineering profile? And most important thing, how you did that?
So initially it was very tough for me to start. Basically, I was very confused which path I should follow, which tech stack I should learn, which tech stack I should avoid. From basically step by step, basically guidance I was liking there. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos, explored a lot of blogs. So but still I was confused. So and I was frustrated too. I started with SQL, and after SQL I started with Spark. So it was my biggest mistake because without understanding distributed system, Hadoop and Hadoop big data fundamentals, I started with Spark. So after some time, like I was frustrated what all these things are and all. So after some times, you launched your bootcamp, NooB 1.0.
Yeah.
So without a single thought, without a second thought, I clicked on buy now button. So I thought, yeah, the course which I was looking for here now, basically Sasank has launched. So basically, your bootcamp has the structured course. First, big data fundamentals, then Hadoop, Hive, and then NoSQL database and all. The structured, basically, you have this and AWS also. So I thought, let's go with the bootcamp. So I started the bootcamp, and basically I started learning step by step. Basically, you can see the result. I have 4 offers and many are in queue, basically. Until Wednesday, my calendar is blocked, basically.
How did you get to know that, okay, these are few important skill set that I should actually focus on? And like, what did you prepare by yourself itself before becoming the part of bootcamp?
So basically, before bootcamp, basically, I was exploring JDs of every companies over LinkedIn and Naukri. I was exploring what all the trendy tech stack, what are the demanding tech stack, relevant tech stack for data engineers. So I found Spark, PySpark, SQL, Python, and any cloud. These are most important tech stacks. Every company's, I found every company's JDs, basically. So I started with SQL. I started solving SQL problems. Whatever the tech stack I found in JDs of different companies, all the relevant tech stack I found in your bootcamp. So without single thought, I clicked on buy now, basically. Honestly, I'm speaking. All the relevant tech stack, all the trendy tech stack. Like now, you in Bootcamp 2.0, you have added Snowflake and Databricks. I found that there is a dedicated openings for data engineer, Snowflake developer, data engineers, data engineer, Databricks, PySpark developers. So you're doing great job. So all the tech stack you have added, like Kafka, Snowflake, PySpark, Spark, AWS, GCP, all are the relevant and trending, demanding tech stack basically.
So at your experience level, what was the interview process? Because you gave a lot of interview process. So if you can actually guide them that these are the important interview rounds they need to go through, and in each round, what type of questions they can actually expect.
Today itself, I had an interview morning. So I will split this answer in three parts, basically for MNCs, mid-level companies, and the startups. So for MNCs, anyone can expect basically two technical rounds, one managerial round and one HR round, basically. And for mid-level companies, you can expect a hacker rank round where you will get 10 MCQs question, one SQL or one Python coding questions, basically. And in mid-level or startup, in some of the mid-level and some of the startup, you can expect one client round also. So basically, if I summarize all those, you can expect basically two technical round, one hacker rank round, one managerial round, and one HR round. And the questions I was getting, it was very simple questions, majorly from SQL, Spark, and the cloud, basically. And it completely depends on the job descriptions also, basically. So if you are good in SQL, if you are good in PySpark, and you have basically basic knowledge of any cloud services, then you are good to go up to at least 3 years of experience.
As you did this transition, right? So how to adjust our experience in the resume itself, because the full stack development part, right? Your major experience was in that one. So how to adjust our experience in the resume, how to increase our chance of getting shortlisted, because ultimately focus will be on the projects and the type of data engineering skill sets we have mentioned in resume. So how did you do that? And what effective tips you would like to give the audience to adjust that part?
So first of all, I want to mention here, complete all the relevant tech stacks like SQL, Python, Spark, and any cloud services. It can be AWS, it can be Azure, it can be GCP. And you are already covering GCP and AWS in your bootcamp. So, and the second thing I would say, projects part. I got a lot of questions from projects also. So start doing small projects basically, and try to basically get exposure from documentation of other projects, your colleagues, your friends. So I got to connect with one of my friend, and he explained his roles and responsibilities in the project. His project was completely on Azure, so he explained me his roles and responsibilities, what he is doing. So after that, I did a course on Udemy, basically from the Azure Databricks and ADF and Azure ADLS and all. So from there, I got exposure of how things are happening on ADF, basically on Azure, how ADF works, how Azure Databricks works, and I am explaining same thing to the recruiters, to the interviewer. So try to explore basically from friends, colleagues, or in your company itself, and try to do small hands-on. That is more important basically.
Should we mention our previous projects as well, like the ones we did for the previous job profile? Let's say you were in the full stack development. So did you mention all your projects which you did for that profile, or you try to maximize the projects for the data engineering role so that it can grab the attention? How did you do that?
In my case, Sasank, I mentioned only the data engineering related project, basically data engineering relevant projects, because there most of the calls I got, their basically focus was on data engineering relevant experience. So like I am having nearly 3 years of experience, 2.8 years of experience. So I have mentioned all the projects related to data engineering itself. Whatever projects I have done on myself, whatever projects you mentioned in your bootcamp. And so basically I twist those in words basically and explain them to the recruiters, to the interviewer. So yeah, my roles and responsibilities was limited. My team size was big, so I was getting this small type of work. I was not involved in ADF. I was not involved in Snowflake. So my responsibility was to process data taking data from ADLS, process those data again, dump those data into the ADLS. So you have to twist, you have to manipulate the...
At least for the people who are transitioning from some X profile to data engineering, they have to do this. I mean, there is no apps option other than that, until unless you already got the good projects related to that in your existing organization.
Exactly. I did this way. For me, it's worked. I'm not sure for others, but for me, it's worked. Whenever they started questioning on ADF, Azure Data Factory, like I started pulling like, no, I have more experience on Databricks. I was a Databricks PySpark developer, so a dedicated team was working on ADF side and Snowflake side.
How did you get these many job opportunities despite considering the recession factor? How did you get it? I mean, what type of changes or effective strategies you applied for the job hunting? What type of platform you used? What worked out really well for you differently? So if you can explain that one, I guess super important thing will be for the audience.
First of all, searching a job, hunting a job itself is a job. So basically, I applied more than 400 applications on LinkedIn, more than 400, 500 applications on Naukri. So 90 days notice period was a headache basically. It was a big blocker. So basically on 24th of August, I updated my profile. On 24th night, I updated my Naukri profile. And very next day, 25th morning, I got an interview call. So, and it was around 1 hour and 45 minutes. So that boosted my confidence. And without having second thought, I resigned on 1st of September without having any offer in my hand. And the very next day, I got 2 offers. Basically, on the very next 1st September was Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, I got 2 offers. I cleared both the companies. So I mentioned 29th September as my last working day, 30 days buffer. So everyone wants you to join within 30 days or within 15 days. Everyone wants immediate joiner. So I did same. So I mentioned 30 days as my last working days, and I'm doing same. Like now I have 3-4 offers. So I am mentioning 40 to 45 days. So you have to basically manage smartly that thing. 90 days is a big blocker, and honestly, like big companies, product-based company is hiring less because they have basically there are, let's suppose earlier there were 10 hirings. Currently it is like 1 or 2 hiring. So there are lot of openings in startups, MNCs, and see, data is new oil in the industry right now. So and it is booming like a rocket basically. So be prepared yourself, you will get job. So the 90 days notice period, I would say you have to handle it smartly. You have to convince recruiters. I had to convince a lot. Basically some of them are your TCS has a strong notice period policy of 90 days. How you will be getting released within 30 days. So those kind of questions you can expect from recruiters. Then again, you have to handle those smartly. So 30 days, 40 days, 30 days, 40 days. I am doing this on Naukri.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and if you're good in basically in technically, if you're good, if your portfolio is strong, if you perform well in your technical rounds, then they will wait for you in 60 days, 90 days, and also
Absolutely.
It's just about getting 1 or 2 offers. Once you get an offer, they will wait for you till 90 days also.
Which platform worked out really well for you, and like you or you can say created good impact to get many opportunities?
So Naukri, for me it's Naukri. So I'm using LinkedIn also. I am basically for daily 1 or 2 hours I dedicate myself to apply jobs. Basically as I said, I applied more than 400 applications on LinkedIn, more than 400 applications on Naukri itself. So basically most of the calls I got from Naukri, honestly. Again, so Naukri profile. So you have to create your Naukri profile smartly. The keywords are very, very important. Mention keyword like data processing, data engineer, data modeling, Spark, PySpark, Hadoop. Mention everything everywhere in your skills, in your summary, in your resume headline, everywhere, so that your profile can get basically weightage in the recruiter search list.
Abhishek, you talked about the portfolio part as well. So how did you create that strong portfolio which worked out really well to grab the attention? Also, if I have to ask you, right, since you are at this 2.8 years of experience, if you have to name 2 very important skill set, then what would be those?
I focused on market relevant tech stack. So what companies means most of the skill set companies are demanding, what is highly trending. So I used to follow JDs of different companies on LinkedIn and on Naukri. So I found like Python, SQL, PySpark, and any cloud services are there in every JDs basically. And Kafka and all are the add-on basically, add-on advantage. Okay, if you have Kafka, Snowflake, and all. So if talking about two skill set, I would say three. So first, I would mention SQL, the very important tech stack. Very important. SQL is very important. You should have good understanding of SQL basically, at least till window function. And the second, I would say Spark with the big data fundamentals. And third one, I would say any cloud services like AWS, Azure, or GCP. I had different interviews basically, and in some interviews I found a dedicated data modeling and data warehousing round in first round itself. So basically, it depends on companies also. So till 3 years, till most of the companies are focusing on SQL, PySpark, and any cloud services. And if you have streaming and Kafka and basically Snowflake, that are add-on advantages basically.
How much salary is being offered by companies for the data engineering role at this point of time in the market, and also at your experience level? So if you can give that insight, I guess that will help the audience to set some benchmark for them as well, that what type of compensation they should ask if they are also interviewing in different companies.
So I would say up to 3 years of experience, what I am having right now. So you can expect around between 16 to 20 LPA. Easily, you can get easily. Once you have 1 or 2 offers, let's suppose your CTC is 5 LPA, 7 LPA. Let's suppose you will get first offer of 12 LPA or 13 LPA. And next 2-3 offers, you will get easily 18, 19 LPA. So you can expect around 16 to 20 and sometime even more than 20 also. I got one offer from one of the big companies. So it was Philips and Indium Software. They are offering more than 20, but their constraint was basically notice period 15 to 20 days, basically max to max 20 days. So I lost those good offers.
This is really motivating. I mean, whatever you got right now with those constraints and odd situations, this is highly motivating for all the people who are watching it. And how smartly you did that transition from SDE role to data engineering. I guess all these factors are just more than good enough to motivate them. And yeah, this is what I had, Abhishek, to talk about. And I would say thank you very much for spending your time with us and sharing your wonderful experience with these audience and whatever you did in data engineering. So I'm really glad that we were both in same journey, and I guess this is a really good motivation as a mentor for me, that someone is doing really good. And all the very best. I mean, I'm expecting more and more good news from your side in upcoming days.
Sure, 100%.
And I'm really hopeful for that one. So yeah, from my side and from the entire audience side, a big thanks, and yes, best of luck for your bright future as well.
I want to thank you and your basically dedicated PDF, your dedicated scenario based question, your MCQs, and basically your dedicated doubt solving session. So honestly speaking, your Spark scenario based questions and Spark PPT helped me a lot. So for quick revision, let's suppose tomorrow is my interview, that helped me a lot. That helped me a lot in basically quick revision. That scenario based questions. During my Deloitte interview, that second round, your scenario based question helped me a lot basically. Yeah, thank you very much for your video, and thank you very much for your bootcamp.
So that is what I had in this amazing podcast. I'm pretty sure you would have enjoyed this entire journey of Abhishek and how he has done this type of successful transition. So I'm pretty sure you have learned a lot from this podcast. If yes, then make sure to like this video and share your opinion in the comment section. Also, if you are new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button and press the notification icon. And do not forget to enroll yourself in Data Engineering Bootcamp NooB 2.0 batch. I'm really excited to give you all that experience of building a scalable data pipeline and cracking top-notch companies as a data engineer role. So I'll meet you really soon with another amazing podcast. Till then, just keep exploring data.